Is an eclectic little wonderland of strangeness and wonder. Just basically, I just wanted to create an environment that didn't feel like your usual tattoo shop, you know, where you've got, and you walk in, there's flash on the walls, it's very sterile looking, and there's heavy metal playing, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I love heavy metal, but I don't think it's appropriate when somebody's trying to relax and get painful work done, you know, I want to put something on that's going to make them comfortable, and yeah, visually, there's lots of stuff to look at. Most of the things in here, if there's a price tag on it, is for sale. The whole idea is it's a curiosity shop where you can also get tattooed. I actually had come up with it before I even moved here. Years ago, I had an idea for something like this back when I was living in Chicago, thinking that I wanted to do a studio that had an eclectic kind of collection of stuff. And I wanted it to look weird and funky, and I came up with the name at the time. I got into tattooing because my brother was a tattoo artist and is, to this day, a very accomplished and well-known tattoo artist. And I was a single mom, and I was wrestling with a lot of different jobs, trying to make ends meet, and have some degree of freedom to stay home with my child on occasion. Like if she got sick, I didn't want to have to take flack from some employer about being at home with my sick child. And my brother saw how frustrated I was and how I wasn't really happy with many aspects of my life. And he suggested that I should look into tattooing. I had been working in Chicago for 15 years with one of my very, very best friends, and I had worked at his studio for a long time, and I loved him, and I loved working with him, and I loved the guys I worked with, but I kind of wanted to have a different environment for myself, and I was starting to see that after 15 years it was maybe getting to be time to think about going out on my own. Yeah, I get people from all over the country, all over the world. I had people come in from, I was telling Melanie about a guy that came in last year from Australia.
Oh, wow. And
he did 2 back-to-back days, and he brought his family, and they had a terrific vacation here in Pittsburgh. They really enjoyed it. Yeah, they kind of come from all over.
Well, actually, I follow Hannah because Hannah started my tattooing in Chicago. When she was in a shop there, so when she moved out here, I just was like, I can't go anywhere else. I had to come. So it's been actually kind of cool because I like Pittsburgh. So coming for a trip has been nice.
And your boyfriend has family here.
And my boyfriend has family here. I'm doing a cover up of an old. I had a Celtic, kind of like a claddagh, and she's now made it into like a crown. Also, still a heart in the crown, but with roses around. So it's kind of like a updated, better, prettier, cooler version of my last one. You start getting stuff like this, it makes you feel really good about yourself and like you don't really care what people think.
Yeah, it is. It's like the most personal thing you can do for yourself, I believe.
I think so too.
You know, and there are people that get, you know, their bag is getting plastic surgery, which I think is weird because it's sort of
it's changing who you are.
Camouflaging who you are, changing who you are, and this is expressing who you are, decorating yourself.
Right.
It's like, I think it can be something that can be construed as very vulnerable because you're putting something so personal on the outside where everyone can see it. And sometimes people don't understand it or they are judgy.
Very judgy sometimes.
Crappy about it. But most of the time I think people are really fascinated because it takes a certain amount of bravery and commitment to do something like that.
Yes.
And to do something where you're willing to put it all out there for the world to see.
Forever.
And I think a lot of people who don't have tattoos look at that and they're amazed by it. They're fascinated by it.